and welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Kirsty Young. In the news this week, in London, one hospital trust regrets awarding the decorating contract to the cheapest quote. In Brussels, it's another busy day for the EU Commissioner with special responsibility for the distribution of agricultural produce. And in the Midlands, a firm of builders say they're more than happy with the work they've done at Ron Atkinson's house. On Ian Hislop's team, an Oscar-winning screenwriter and actor who played a top cabinet minister in a James Bond film. Bit unrealistic, because he didn't have any sex scenes. Please welcome Julian. And with Paul Merton tonight, a writer employed as a poet-in-residence at Barnsley Football Club. A difficult job, as he soon ran out of words that rhymed with nil. Please welcome Ian McMillan. And we start then with round one. Ian and Julian.
Dr. Paisley probably saying no. It's mute, but we're guessing.
Jerry Adams also saying no. I know what this is.
That's a gun.
The arms. It's the gun. They can't finally clinch this deal until they see photographs of the guns, being destroyed or being handed in. They haven't made it practically clear, but anyway...
Decommissioned.
Decommissioned, yes. I don't really know what that means with guns, but nevertheless, that's what it is, and Mr. Paisley refuses to go ahead unless he sees these photographs. Although, why are the photographs so important? Because, I mean, surely you could have a photograph of anything. What does that actually mean?
Well, I thought they were just going to get Piers Morgan to supply them.
Why won't the IRA agree to these photographs being taken?
Because they don't want to be humiliated.
Precisely.
And they think that Mr. Paisley will use these photos in his election thing, saying, look, they surrendered after all.
He's thinking of using it as a Christmas card, isn't he? What they should do is they should photograph the decommissioner, then show him to Ian Paisley, show him the photographs, and then burn the photographs.
Yeah.
Or have a really humiliating picture of Mr. Paisley and sort of swap them.
In fact, there was a cracker. There we go.
Look at the shape of the mouth. It's trying to get to yes, but it's just going back to no. He just can't do it, can he?
He's full of the milk of human kindness, that man, isn't he?
Well,
could be a photograph, couldn't they paint them? Could be a painting, could be a watercolour.
Yes.
Could be Rolf on decommissioning.
Yes.
Could be Rolf. That would do it.
Can you guess what it was yet? That's what
I like the idea that the IRA is going to turn into an old boys' club. Doing that, they have a little tie.
Pin, yes, it's that you pull out and throw, yeah. Have any of you seen the wise words that George Bush has uttered on this subject recently?
Oh. Where's Ireland?
But we didn't get that on film. We got this on film. Watch this.
Of course, the primary movers are Prime Minister Blair and Bertie Ahern of Ireland, who've been working very diligently on this. I appreciate their efforts, and anything I can do to help keep the process moving forward, I'm more than willing to do. So listen, I've got to go eat a burger.
This is the Northern Ireland peace deal, referring to the Unionist's controversial demands for photographic evidence of decommissioned weapons. The Daily Telegraph reported it's thought the Republicans might have agreed to a Kodak moment. Yeah, just aim and shoot. Paul and Ian, here's yours.
OK, this is about ITV. Yep.
Did we announce that was the BBC?
That's right. This is the new Director General who's going to sack all these people.
This is people watching last week's show.
Yeah, that's Greg Dyke working as a bookmaker at Sandown Park.
Radio 5 and Radio 3 are combining.
Yeah. Making Radio 8.
That's right, Radio 8. So we can sing the football results in Gregorian chant.
That's right.
Barnsley, 7.
Whatever. That's the value of rehearsal.
Indeed, this is the announcement the BBC is going to access thousands of jobs. Yeah. Do we remember how many people are going?
2,600.
Yeah.
900, isn't it?
20,000.
It's actually 3,000.
Oh, 3,000.
Well, that's not enough. There's several people working on this programme that are going to be given the push.
Director General Mark Thompson said the job cuts were the right price to pay for safeguarding the future of the greatest force for cultural good on the face of the earth.
Yeah. Wow.
I think McDonald's might have something to say about that. You know that Mark Thompson praised shows like Have I Got News For You. He promised relying on repeats is no longer going to be tolerated. You can hear me say that again on Sunday at 10 o'clock. Which BBC shows are going to find themselves particularly in the line of fire, according to Mark Thompson?
The makeover shows, the gardens and the rooms, and all those people who get their neighbours to come in and paint their bedroom purple and then have a fight.
Yeah, it shows
Alan Titchmarsh.
No, I don't think he's going, but Ground Force is going.
Can we not send him anyway?
No, I used to think it was called Alan Titchmarsh. Like Dave Boy Green. I thought it was Little Alan Marsh.
Yeah. Shows like Ground Force, Fame Academy, Rail Cops, Houses Behaving Badly.
I missed that one.
Which apparently is a show. Flog It and wait for it, Date My Mum.
Well, Date My Mum, I remember. That was Wayne Rooney's show.
Was it? There's another one I really liked, which was called something like This House is Perfectly Filthy. Do you remember that? And these two women used to go around and sort of just go through the house saying, oh, this is disgusting.
That's called social service.
This is Director General Mark Thompson's controversial plans for the BBC, which will see 3,000 staff losing their jobs. Some aspects of the BBC will be relocated in the north as part of the drive to improve programme quality. For example, EastEnders will move to Manchester and become Coronation Street. There are fears that the redundancies will lead to resentment with behind-the-scenes staff such as autocue operators trying to sabotage programmes. Mark Thompson is a tosser. Round two now. In the week that Director General Mark Thompson insisted that the BBC shouldn't be producing derivative versions of popular ITV programmes, we are pleased to introduce Name That News. That's nice, wasn't it? Now, I'm going to give you a series of blacked-out headlines. The team who believes they can identify the story using the minimum numbers of words gets the first attempt to play. There is... Are you following this?
Yes.
There is a point available...
No. What is this show?
Name that tune. Look who I'm talking to. ITV.
Right, okay, now, just carry on.
I'll continue then. There's a point available for every word that remains covered. We're going to start then, appropriately, with Ian and Julian. What's your bid on this news?
You're not given a lot of help in this one, are you?
Should we say 3?
3.
Paul and Ian, what are you going to give us on that?
All right, we bid 4.
We bid
Right,
4.
you've got to bid 4. Right,
But if
OK.
they bid 4, we do it anyway, don't we?
Well, you start, and then it goes over to them if you can't get it.
Right.
That would have happened anyway, even if they hadn't bid.
Couldn't we have bid 6?
I mean, unless they bid 1 or something and they just got the, then it was obviously going to go to them next, wasn't it? But, I mean, I'm new here.
Yeah. So, Ian and Julian have come up with 3. That is the lowest bid. Name that news.
Gore blimey, we can't find Nemo.
Am I to have any say in this at all?
I stand corrected. What I meant to say was Julian.
I'm very happy to go with Core Blimey. It might be we can't find Nemo.
I think it's safe to say you didn't get it in 3, so it's over to the other team.
OK.
You're going to go for it in 4, right?
OK, in 4.
That's good.
It's got to be overfishing. We can't overfish Nemo, or
We can't fill it, Nemo.
Yeah.
Seems a bit graphic.
We can't net Nemo.
You've got the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Much
said
nearer
core.
what we said than
you
what
said
they
core.
Blimey, see?
But they said
they didn't
Core
get
Blimey.
Core Blimey.
They didn't get Core Blimey. You said Core Blimey.
I want photographs of you saying...
Well, I think I'm going to give you that, because even though you didn't get the cod, you got the story. What more can you tell us?
That's right. That's right.
They said we can't net Nemo.
Just listen to the audience. Is that how it worked on ITV's Name That Tune?
I'll tell you
But
what.
this is called Name That News, not Name That Tune.
And also, Ted Rogers didn't put up with as much bloody aggro either.
Yeah, because... And that's because Ted Rogers never did it.
He never did.
You know what that means, Ian?
Yeah, and you.
Right, and tell me more about the story.
We've overfished, there's not enough cod, and we can't find Nemo.
And who is to blame?
Well, it's not the fish, it's the fishermen. The fishermen are to blame for overfishing the fish.
It's the foreign fishermen who are to blame.
Is it?
The British fishermen never put a foot wrong.
And it's our fault for eating too much cod, isn't it? Instead of eating cod and chips, we should be eating just chips.
Well, actually, there have been suggestions about what we should be eating instead.
Was it pies?
Pies.
Pies.
Pie. Well, you
Pie.
prefer... You're a big pie man,
I
are you
like
not?
pies. I'm at the moment presenting a series on Radio 4 about pies.
Is there a series in pies?
There certainly is. Episode 1, Melton Mowbray. Episode 2, Pie and Mash. Episode 3, The Lost Sussex Churdle. Episode 4...
No, don't tell us. Let us find out.
Let's find out.
What is the Sussex Churdle?
Sussex Churdle, it's a lost pie. It's made out of chopped liver with onions and mushrooms, and on the top, breadcrumbs and slices of apple. You'd think the liver would overpower you, but it doesn't, because the apple just takes that edge off the day. It's better than fish for you.
No, it can't be.
I'm sure it can.
Everyone you've ever known who's been poisoned with food poisoning, it's always fish. I never understand this thing. Everyone thinks eating fish is healthy, and yet everyone has one mouthful of prawns.
But you could eat Sussex Churdles all day and never feel bilious.
Yes.
Can I just ask Sam at this point, how many questions do we have in this round?
This is the imminent collapse of British fish stocks. One solution came from celebrity chef Rick Stein, who said people should eat more unusual-looking species, such as monkfish. Described as having a huge, child-frightening head, Mr. Stein still has some good ideas about it. Next story, then. Paul, what's your bid on this?
Oh, we'll bid 3.
3.
3 for us.
OK, Ian and Julian?
Is 5 not a good bid?
Bid 5.
You can bid 5.
We'll go for 2.
2.
Oh, competitive now. Okay. Right, name that news.
I know what this is.
This is
So do you.
Kilroy silk, isn't it? Getting
It
a
is.
bucket load of what they call in the newspaper slurry.
When the shit hit the town.
That's it.
That is it, absolutely.
That's it, no, we got it.
Yeah, it was a bucket of slurry thrown over at Robert Kilroy Silk. I don't suppose anybody's interested in seeing those pictures.
No, I don't think anybody did find any kind of amusement in that sort of thing. It's really need psychiatric help.
Is that the filth?
He's ready for another blast, the guy.
Do we have any idea what the attacker shouted at him?
Yes, he talked about you've offended the people of Islam. I think he was just using it as an excuse, because basically he had a bucket of shit, there was Kilroy Silk. It seems the universe has come together in this peculiar way. If he hadn't thrown it, he'd have gone home and felt stupid, wouldn't he?
Robert Kilroy Silk was showered with a bucket full of slurry this week. After the attack, Kilroy Silk grabbed the man and shouted at him, "If you want shit, I'll give you shit," before starting to recite his UKIP conference speech. So let's go on to our next story, then. Ian, what's your bid on this?
Julian, do I dare speak? 1?
1.
We can do it in 1, Kirsty.
We'll do it in none.
We'll do it in none.
OK, none is obviously the lowest bid, so name that news.
Now, this is where the plan might fall down.
No, it's a shortish word.
Shortish word.
And a longish word.
Yeah, that couldn't have happened that often this week.
No. It's to do with that truffle that was kept overnight.
Overnight in a fridge.
Yeah, and it went off.
Went off, yes.
So it's
Off truffle.
Truffle.
Off truffle. Off truffle. Truffle off truffle. Off truffle.
All of those are wrong. Ian and Julian, in 1.
happy truffle.
Christmas.
That can't be considered news, can it? This was at the end of December.
Not anymore. It was once.
Yes, it was once. That was an exclusive.
You're not going to get it, are you? I don't
Well, no,
think
we
you are.
might.
How long might I have to give you?
Well, we haven't even taken as long as they took over their truffle story.
They were funny. Right, what happens now is it's the fingers on buzzers.
Yes.
We're going to reveal the whole thing, and you have to tell me what the story is. Was that Ian and Julian?
Well, our light came on.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
It's about Japanese people who've gone to Butlins.
Yep.
It is the news that there's going to be a new vocational qualification available in the theory and practice of wheel clamping.
Yes, that.
Now you say it so obviously.
Yeah.
It's a 2B Tech Award in vehicle immobilisation. I kid you not. Right, the next story then. Paul, what's your bid on this?
Two.
It's two. We'll do two.
Right, what are you doing? 1. OK. Let's name that news.
It's looking good for 2.
It's toothpaste is nature's aphrodisiac.
No. Right, let's reveal another one.
Okay,
then
so
and
another
see.
Is it John Prescott? Is one of nature's scrappers? I've no idea. Do you know what this story is?
Well, you've really had a go, actually. Now we should open it to the buzzers.
Oh, OK, go on then.
Right. Yes.
Paul
Go on,
and
Ian.
Ian.
It's because it's been proved that left-handed people, historically, are more likely to biff people.
You're absolutely right. Yeah,
Going
let's
back
take...
to cave people times, the left hand was the one doing that, and the right hand was the one painting the wall.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at... Yep, left-handed people, nature's scrappers.
Yeah, well done.
They did a survey and they discovered that a much higher percentage of left-handed people committed murder.
You're right.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
You thought it wasn't true. Thought I'd made that up.
In order to deliberately offend all the left-handed people.
Is anybody aware of some derogatory terms for left-handers?
People call me you left-handed fat bastard.
This is the scientific study that suggests that violent societies produce more left-handed people. Scientists studied some of the most violent tribes in the world, including the Aipo of Irian Jaya, the Intimo of Cameroon, and worst of all, the Chavs of Romford. Now, round 3 is the odd one out round. Ian and Julian, your favourites are Julian Fellows, Rod Little, Ian McMillan and Rudyard Kipling.
What are you doing in a spacesuit, Ian?
It's Barnsley's space shot. Didn't get very far. Rotherham, actually.
Now, I've got an idea on this.
Right, let's go for it.
I have just recently written the book for a musical, The New Mary Poppins.
Ah.
And since Rudyard Kipling has obviously written the book of Jungle Book, and I don't know that Rod Little's ever written the book for a musical. So
Unless it's
that's
Viagra
it.
the musical.
Everything's coming up roses.
No, you're entirely wrong.
Oh, good.
One thing I know about Rudyard Kipling and Rod Little is that they've both written speeches for political leaders, and I think Julian has probably done so as well. So I think Ian's the odd one out.
Yes.
You're entirely right.
There you go, sir.
Now, Ian, you haven't written any speeches for party political leaders, but you were at school with one of them.
Yes, I was at school with William Hague. At Wath Grammar School. The reason William Hague's got that high forehead is they used to rub his head on the windows when he came in. And he'd say, you better stop that, I'll be a future leader of the Tory party. We never believed him at that time.
But was he like...
Was it
at
like
school?
a balloon you rub it on your sleeve and stick him against the wall? Static, yeah.
He was, I can't remember much about him, because he was 4 years younger than me. I remember him being small.
Was he known as William Titch Hague at the time?
Well, that's right. William Hague. And his dad was a pop millionaire, wasn't he? His dad made a lot of money out of pop. Fizzy pop. Hague's pop.
Oh, for a minute. I thought you were going to reveal that his dad was Alvin Stardust.
Alvin Stardust.
Yeah.
So, Julian, who have you written speeches for?
I don't, you know, one sort of throws the odd idea in.
To who?
Well, it sounds embarrassing. Who was it?
Yeah.
It's not Ian Duncan Smith.
No, I mean,
Was it Ian Duncan Smith?
But it's
Was it Ian Duncan Smith?
You weren't responsible for this, were you?
When I settle on a course, I stick to it. Do not underestimate the determination of a quiet man.
The quiet man is here to stay, and he's turning up the volume.
All the way to 11.
Yeah. And the country in a collective action just went...
Of course, Napoleon didn't look like a leader, did he? Because he was little and squeaky voice.
Yeah, but he wasn't useless, was he?
What about Rod Little? Rod's writing skills have been causing problems for both him and Boris Johnson lately. What's he been writing about that's been getting him into trouble?
Was it Northerners in general? But some...
No, he described Geordies as monkeys and morons. And how did one Geordie moron react? Do we know?
Is there
Said,
a
wait, I
bucket-
joined it.
So, they have all written speeches for party leaders, except Ian McMillan, who went to school with William Hague. Recently, Ian McMillan was appointed poet-in-residence for a police force. One of his many odes includes, "Hush, hush, whisper who dares, another suspect has fallen downstairs." Julian Fellows frequently plays down his links to the Tory party, telling one reporter, "I did talk to IDS at a charity ball, but it wasn't for long, and I really can't remember what I said to him. I'm guessing dry white wine, please, waiter."
I don't think I said that, you know.
There's a quote from a newspaper, of course he didn't say it.
Finished?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Former editor of
No,
the
we
Today...
Sorry, childish. Do carry on.
Thank you. Former
I'm going to
editor...
start now, you see. Now they've got him started, you see.
We do this every time I'm here.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
No, please.
No, it's our version of name that word.
In your own time.
Paul and Ian, your four are Kelly Holmes, Winston Churchill, Popeye, and Tracy Emin.
Oh, is the answer they've all been taught by Miss O'Connor? The reason why I say that is a friend of mine who's a teacher called Miss O'Connor, so I'll try and get a name in the programme this week.
Is it tattoos?
Tattoos. Ah,
Because
Tracy's got a tattoo.
Popeye's career's built around his tattoo.
Yes.
Winston Churchill had a hidden tattoo somewhere around the Baltic, and
Yeah.
Kelly Holmes...
She hasn't got a tattoo.
She hasn't got a tattoo.
She's the odd one out, she hasn't got a tattoo.
No tattoo.
Can you be a bit more specific about the tattoos?
Oh, Popeye's got an anchor tattoo, so
Anchor on his
Tracy...
arm.
They've almost got anchor tattoos.
That's right, yep. And tell me more about Kelly Holmes and tattoos. What's the connection?
She's in the army, wasn't she?
She was in the army.
They're not allowed tattoos.
What about the Edinburgh tattoo?
That's true.
Somebody had did a homemade tattoo as a tribute to her. And spelt her name wrong.
Absolutely right, yeah. She spelt the Holmes wrong.
Ah.
H-O-M-E-S, but she said it's all right, sounds the same.
That is a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where was Churchill's? The mind boggles, doesn't it?
They're on his fists. War, peace.
War, peace.
They all have anchor tattoos, apart from Kelly Holmes. Popeye recently featured in an American ad campaign which showed him having a gay affair with his arch-rival Bluto. The ads were highly controversial. With his tattoos, pipe and bulging muscles, most people had him down as a lesbian. So we finish, as always, on the missing words round. This week's guest publication is Jane Austen's Regency World. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a copy must be in want of a life. So here we go with Pray Pass the What, Mr. Bingley?
Is it crack pipe?
No,
Is this from Jane Austen, isn't it? Duchy on the left-hand side?
Is it signals at green?
Yeah. Signals at green.
I sort of nearly know this. It's driving me mad.
Yes, I nearly don't know it. Isn't it extraordinary?
The answer is Salamagundi.
Well, I never would have got it.
According to Jane Austen's Regency World, Salamagundi is a cold dish containing ham, chicken, beetroot, pickles, eggs, anchovies and lemon. So after passing the Salamagundi, Mr. Bingley, would you pray pass the bucket? Next, Bin Laden's hideout is what?
Very effective.
Is it perfectly acceptable for summer ball, Mr. Bartholomew? It's not Jane Austen.
It's not from Jane Austen.
See, it picks me of excellence, don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know? I'm the Regency fop, don't you know?
Yes.
Pass the winter soup, will you? Oh, it's lovely, don't you know?
Ian, carry on, Regency.
Exactly. New ride at Alton Towers.
It's Bin Laden's hideout is touted as a tourist site. Some Britons have already visited Afghanistan as part of a two-centre holiday, a fortnight in Kabul, followed by 3 years in Guantanamo Bay. Next, what is now a Greek myth?
Bonanza.
It's transvestite with a lisp. Greek myth.
The answer is litter. The Greeks don't have a word for litter. During the Athens Olympics, the only thing you'd see lying on the pavement was Paula Radcliffe. The Greeks are...
What's the matter with you?
And finally, what would have been surprisingly avant-garde for rural Highbury?
A kebab shop.
Signing Thierry Henry.
I think he's been taken over by a robot, you murderer. What have you done with him? You made a fatal mistake there. He and his lot would know nothing about football. Is it the Watusi?
Well, pretty much. It's the waltz.
Oh, the waltz. Oh.
Yeah. In the early 19th century, one of the popular dances was a Scotch threesome. These days, that's a John Leslie home video. So the final scores are Ian and Julian have 10, Paul and Ian have 12.
Oh, yeah.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Julian Fellows, Paul Merton and Ian McMillan. And I leave you with news that in Barnsley, patients await the visit of the NHS dentist.
It's just like that.
After an incident on Animal Hospital, vets finally managed to track down Rolf Harris's missing finger. And during a party at Chequers, a game of spin the bottle produces an interesting result. Good night.